What is going on, YouTube? God bless you. Jesus loves you. It has been a while. Thank you for your patience. I hope that you are doing good and staying optimistic. I definitely encourage you to, stay hopeful. Things are getting better, and Uber has been doing a fantastic job, on their app. It has really been a tremendous turnaround. I must say they're making it easy for us drivers to have the information that we need, to have more efficiency and make the most earnings and be able to drive less and make more. So that's one thing, But today I'm here to talk about how to do airports, what I have learned about that, what are the pros and cons about that. The first thing I'd like to say is that not every city are you able to pick up riders, at the airport. I just want to keep that in mind. There's still a lot of cities that are holding back Lyft and Uber from picking up riders there for whatever reason. Because of the taxi companies over there, since they have a good friendship with the city officials and all that, a lot of those cities are still holding back Uber from picking up, riders, at the airport. That's a different story. That's a different topic. We could talk about that some other time. But anyways, I know over here in Florida and places like Seattle, you could pick up riders, you could, and a few months ago, Florida was also one of those states that had restrictions, but they finally removed those restrictions, and now Uber is all over Florida. Thank you, Governor Scott. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. So anyways, you drive towards the airport, okay? And they have a system that's called a queue, and the system drops you as a first come, first serve basis. So basically, if your number, 200, 300, 400, places like Seattle, so that lets you know where you stand, Now, you really don't. Is there a way to know how long you're gonna wait before you, get a request? Kind of, sort of. What I did was I downloaded the app. I downloaded this app, and on Google Play, to let the app lets you know the arrival times. Also, whatever city you live in, every airport has an app. Every airport has an app, and that app gives you the arrival times and the departure times. And that will give you a good idea how fast the flights are coming in. Now, if you are number 400, right? Don't let that scare you. Don't let that scare you, because of the simple fact that if flights are coming in fast at a fast rate, it could take as much as 15 minutes or maybe an hour, maybe half hour, for you to get a request. Now, excuse me. Now, is it worth it, you waiting that long? Yes, it is. It is, for the simple fact that the earnings are gonna be more, and you have more chances of picking up, rides that are $100, $50, $60, $40, $30, at the least I'll say 20 or 25, but like an example, I picked up one ride, this weekend that was $72, so I probably waited like a half hour, but it was worth it. You do the local rides around your city, you know what I'm saying, and it's gonna be 4, 5, 7, 10, 4, 5, 7, 10, um, so you're gonna be driving more. You're gonna be driving more, it's gonna take more time for you to make the money that you want to make. Now with the airport, you'll be driving less but making more. Now this is the other thing. The other thing is that should you do this every day? I would say no, because of the fact that things, it changes depending on what's going on in your city. Like this week we had the Microsoft, convention, over here in Orlando, and that was huge. It was thousands of people flying in, and it was like every time I went to the airport, it only took like 5 minutes, and I would get a request. Thousands of people just flying in, so it just depends, what I'm saying? But there's weeks that there's no convention center, there's no big events coming in, there's not a whole lot of people flying in, just normal tourists just flying in, so like I said, you have to download an app, because the app, the airport app, every airport has an app. Like the Orlando airport has an app that you could download, and it'll give you the times, and what I recommend is that you study before you get out there, that you look at the app, you look at the arrival times, and see how many flights are coming in. If there's a lot of flights coming in, then that's a good idea, a good time to maybe head to the airport, you know what I'm saying, and pick up a few requests there. Like I said, you don't have to spend the whole day and night there, even though some guys do, but picking up at least 3 or 4 airport rides could be very helpful, because of the fact that you'll make the money that you'll make quicker, and you'll drive less. It is worth it. Now there is times that picking up people at the airport could not be worth it, for the simple fact that if you're gonna wait 2 hours, if you're gonna wait 2 hours to get a request, you really have to think about that. You really have to know, why are you gonna be sitting there for 2 hours? Now, could those 2 hours pay off? It can, because like I said, if you get a ride for $100, $80, and you waited there 2 hours, you know what I'm saying? It's worth it. It is. But sometimes it's not. I'm just gonna keep it 100. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes you can wait 2 hours and the ride is only $15. And that's when you get this noise. Wing, wing, wing. So, but, okay, now let's say you get a request from the airport, okay? You get a request, right? You drop off the person. It's a $30 ride, and that's a nice little ride, $30, not bad. Okay, now, should you drive back to the airport, or stay in that area and just continue picking up requests? That's up to you. That's really up to you. You know what I'm saying? But on weekends, what I do is, mostly, evening and late night time, late hours of the night, there's more flights coming in. So what I do is I drive back because I know it's worth it. You know. Um, Now there has been times where I will, pick up an airport ride, drop this person off, and just pick up a request from the area where I'm at, and just keep on driving and go to the airport later. You know, you could profit that way too. So, but this is my experience so far doing the airports, and there's some pros and cons about it. Like I said, you really have to just keep an eye on things, and just like I said, downloading the airport app will really help you in determining, if you should drive to the airport, and wait, you know. So, but is waiting, is waiting at the airport worth it? Yes, it is. Um, like I said, do you have to do that all day? No, you don't. You don't have to do that all day. I mean, if the airport is slow, what I'm saying, let's say from Monday to Wednesday, let's just say from Monday to Wednesday, there's nothing going on in the city, and the airport's kind of slow. The flights are coming in kind of slow, you know, and it's taking a half hour for you to drop from number 50 to 40. If it's taking that long, then you might want to question that and start checking the app and decide whether you should drive locally and come back later. So those are the pros and cons about the airport, and I hope that you gain and learn something from it. And this money there is just that you might have to wait a half hour, an hour, but I do think it's worth it. When you do the math, and at the end of the day, you make your earnings quicker and you go home. So that's my video. Next time,